Welcome to Cartoon Drawing Studio. Today we're going to be drawing a Christmas elf. But before we begin, check out the description box below to visit Cartoon Drawing Studio's website for more information on lessons and free content. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. That lets me know that you like these videos and want to see more. Okay, so grab your materials and let's get started. For this video, I have my pencil ready to go, my ink pen, and an eraser. So I'm going to start off with our sheet of paper here, and we're going to start by drawing a circle to draw the elf's head. There is a circle, which is really like this sphere that's going to help me mark off the elf's head. So now that I have this down, I'm going to go ahead and keep mapping out the rest of his body. His torso, since this is a little tiny elf, is going to be like this rectangle shape. So first I have my sphere. Now I have my rectangle to start building this elf. Okay. Next, the bottom of his torso is really, like his pelvis, is really this half circle. There's his pelvis. Now I'm going to draw one little, not little, but extended rectangle going this way. And here is another rectangle. And this is basically going to be like his feet. And if I want to, his legs. If I want to plant his feet, here is one triangle. And here is another triangle. So basically now I've mapped out his little elf legs, and he's standing here. So let's go ahead and go back up, and we're going to mark off his arms. Here is his shoulder. We're going to come down. There's his elbow. We're going to come down, and here is his hand. And we're basically like building an armature for this character. Here we have his other shoulder. It's going to go sideways, his elbow, and up. And there is his second arm. And I'm going to draw this little triangle here, which is basically going to be like the extension of his hand. He's going to be waving. All right, so let's come, and this is what's called our first pass. We've basically mapped out this whole entire elf's body, like this skeleton. Now we're going to do this little crosshair here, and that's going to tell us basically the division of his face, where his eyes, his nose, and his mouth is going to go. So now that I've divided that, I'm going to draw one circle for this eye, and then another circle or oval for the other eye. Now remember, yours does not have to look exactly like mine. We can have variety in how we put these things together, but if you follow this method of mapping everything out first, by the end of it, you should have a pretty solid drawing. So you can make his nose either this small little button nose or a little bit bigger nose, but I've drawn this side oval for his nose. And I'm going to go ahead and finish fleshing out the eyes. I'm going to draw one pupil here and another pupil there, and that's basically his eyes. And I'm going to draw a bigger oval, and that's going to be one eyebrow. Here's a bigger oval, and there's the other eyebrow. So I've now mapped out his eyes and his eyebrows. Now we're going to make this little happy Christmas elf smiling. So I'm going to draw one big smile coming across, and it's lifting up his cheek. So I'm drawing this cheek going up, and I'm going to make him with his mouth open and smiling. So I've drawn his smile, then I opened up his teeth, and I'm showing his teeth here in the middle. Perfect. So now let's shape out his face a little bit. And you don't have to use this circle shape. We can vary this a little bit. So I'm going to kind of draw this chin here, and then go back up the other side, and there's our little elf's head. Now, in order to make his little elf hat, we're going to do it like this. We're going to have it extending here from both sides from his sphere of a head. and I'm gonna have it bending this way. So, and it's gonna be overlapping right here, like the hat is bent there. And I'm also gonna do, so coming out of here, it's gonna have this little bent up triangle pattern. I think I've seen some elves hats that have this. Perfect. Like that. And elves have pointy ears. So on this end, I'm gonna give, the top of it is gonna be pointy, and then the bottom this round shape. So pointy at the top, and then this bottom round shape. And I think we're gonna give our elf some curly hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and include that right here. There's a little ball of curly hair here, some curly hair there, and some curly hair here. Why not? Sounds good. All right, let's go down and keep working on our elf costume. I'm gonna go ahead and give him this triangle pattern here on the front of his suit. It's gonna have this triangle cloth pattern here. And if we look, if we divide this down the middle, this tells us where the center line of his suit is. So we can go ahead and give him a belt. I already drew this bowl down here for the pelvis. So if I go and wrap this around here, I can give him a belt. And look, this little front part here, this could be, he can have a button for the center of his belt. And it's gonna go back over here, and there's the rest of his belt. Perfect. So now let's finish fleshing out the rest of the suit. We already drew the armature here, so we know where his arms are gonna go. It's gonna go down this way and then bend this way. This is really like an L backwards, so we're always looking for simple shapes. And then his sleeves are gonna have this cuff at the end. So we drew this arm out, and then this hand, we're gonna keep it very simple. We're gonna do it like this, with his fingers bent back, like he's resting it there on his hip. And we're gonna come over here, and now we're gonna look for these cylinders. So his arm is going up, and then up this way. And then we're gonna do the cuff on this end, just the same way. Coming this way, down, and then up. And now his hand, we already drew this circle and this triangle for his fingers. We're just gonna add a little thumb here on the side. And then we're gonna draw his fingers. We're gonna fill those in right there, just like that. And that's it. That's our hand. So we're always looking for simple shapes in everything we draw. It was a circle and a triangle, and we've just gone ahead and filled that in, and we filled in his hand that's waving up. And now let's just finish off this bottom part here. So his suit is going to extend out like this over. It's like the bottom of his coat. And it's going over the bottom of his pelvis. So when we draw like this, we have the frame, and now we can go in and lay all these shapes over it. We know where his pelvis is down here. His legs are already drawn. We can draw this little kneecap right there if we want to see the division. There's a little kneecap. There's another little kneecap. And now all we have to draw is the shoes. So the shoes, we drew these triangles. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna do this bottom part here of the shoe like that, which is really kind of like this donut shape that lays over it. Here's the heel, and it's going up, and I'm just gonna extend the shoe up like this because elves have to have these pointy shoes. And the same thing on this end. There's that donut shape. So here's the back of the heel of the foot. It's gonna go up and then extend up like this pointy shoe like that. And that's pretty much the sketch of our little Christmas elf. Oh, let's go ahead and add a bell here at the top of his hat. This little bell, like a little bell that rings, and maybe a button here in the middle of his Christmas coat. And here is our Christmas elf. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna ink it. So we're gonna grab our ink pen, and we're gonna go through this drawing and make the decisions on the final lines that we wanna keep. So we don't have to trace all our construction lines. We're just going to trace the final ink lines that we want. I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up of the video, and you can follow along at home at your own pace. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this guy. And that pretty much wraps up our Christmas elf. And now that we finished inking it, all we have to do is take our eraser and remove the pencil marks. And here we have our Christmas elf. So we'll go ahead and add a little bit of color. And there we go. Let me know if there's any other original characters you'd like to see me draw in the future in the comments section below. Don't forget to always have fun with your drawings and share your work on our Facebook Cartoon Drawing Art Club fan page. Okay guys, keep on drawing and thanks for watching.